Great day, Dragons, to all our viewers. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome back to another episode of Discussion Room 95. Now, before anything, I'd like to congratulate the UA&P Batch 2020 for their recent graduation.
Yeah!
Round of applause.
Woo!
And behalf of the DR95 team, we're mighty proud of all of you.
Mighty!
Mighty Band.
Mighty. Okay.
Mighty.
I guess,
Yeah, we're mighty proud.
I guess nagtataka na kayo kung sino ba kami kasi nagsalita na ako bago magpakilala. So, Kyle, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, so for context pala, this is Frances's first main hosting job. Kaya me, Sam,
Kaya
and Pili
we're
are
mighty
trying
proud
to
of
make it the worst experience ever.
Yeah, what are friends for?
We're mighty proud of her. Pero yeah, hi, I'm Kyle Valencia. I am a main host here in DR95, or at least for this episode na lang. I graduated this morning, and yeah, I'm graduating. Tapos this is my last show. So sa lahat ng naging fans ko.
Sino?
Bumalik yung luha andun na
Guys, under all this male bravado. Okay, anyway. So, okay, sige, hi, I'm Kyle Valencia. Yun. Okay, I'm John.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ezekiel Pili, third year BSP student. But aside from that, dati kasi I was the first year student lang. Pero may lumapit sa akin na isang nagngangalang Kyle Valencia. And
I see what's happening.
Drama.
My reason for living, bakit ako tumatayo sa umaga, binigay ni Mr. Kyle Valencia. So, congratulations.
Baduy mo!
Okay, Sam.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Sam Salazar. I'm currently the Instagram captain and content head of Discussion Room 95 captain. If you guys haven't watched our other videos, and then ako, just go to our channel and guys, graduate na one of our hosts. So please congratulate them.
Drama mo.
Nakakaiyak.
Umiyak pala Squid Ball? Umiyak pala Squid Ball?
Mantika.
Yung voice ko.
Ay!
Nagdadama.
Ay!
Akala ko funny. But yeah, guys, I'm Frances Datu. And before I entered DR95 and before I met Kyle Valencia kasi.
Whoa, what's going on?
Kasi, hindi kasi ako confident. Tapos ngayon, di ba, pinapahiya ko na yung sarili ko dito. So, thank you for
So
that,
weird.
Mr. Kyle Valencia.
Yeah.
Anyway,
May ganun!
in all this drama, I think we can all agree na at least to some extent, di ba, friends naman tayong lahat dito. Mag-agree naman kayo, but guys, friends talaga kami.
Basta mighty proud kami sa'yo.
We're mighty proud of you.
So, since nga friends kami lahat, I think super perfect man. Kasi today, we're going to talk about friendships, relationships, and ending them, and whatnot. The intro. Welcome back to our mighty show. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, since I said na, diba, friends kami lahat before.
Before?
Hindi na kami friends after nito. Pero there was a time na we weren't friends. Siguro mga 5 months ago, ganun. Before that, we were what you can say, acquaintances. What do you guys think of having to label yung stuff na like friendship, pero hindi naman talaga friendship? Yung acquaintances.
Pero okay lang. I mean, bakit naman hindi? Kasi, wait, ang samahan nyo. Please, opinionated discussion to. Okay, kasi, yung definition ko kasi ng acquaintance is someone na kilala mo on a surface level. Kunyari, you guys were introduced to each other sa party. Pero hindi naman kayo close, diba? Pero kilala mo na siya. Yun lang yung acquaintance sa akin. Parang, I've been introduced to them through mutual friends, pero we've never had conversations with one another. Tapos, pwede rin na they could always be in the same area with you. Tapos makikita mo sila all the time. And you know their name, and they know your name. Pero, hindi naman kayo nag-uusap lagi. I think that's what an acquaintance is. But kayo guys, what do you think?
Ako, ako
Kyle,
regardless,
are you okay?
regardless
okay,
kasi
Lee?
kung nag-uusap kayo once a week or kung nagkatabi kayo ng stall sa CR, acquaintances or
Grabe.
the idea of an acquaintance doesn't exist. It's just some people are too scared to say that you're not friends. Ganun lang kasimple. You either have they're either your friend or yun nga, nakatabi mo lang ng stall sa CR. That's just it.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend. Ano comment mo?
I mean, gets ko sila dalawa. Like, I agree with both. Pero magkaiba yung point niya,
Oo nga eh.
Okay, wait lang. Pero okay, so
Pili ka
what
nga.
I agree with Pili is I think if it's either you're a friend or you're not, tapos may clear divide in the middle. But I also agree with Sam na after yung middle na yun, there are like segments. Because you can't just say na everyone's your friend or enemy, di ba? So, there's also an enemy. So, kung ito yung group of friends mo, tas may divide, okay, clear, lahat ng friends ko andyan kayo, nagpa-party kayo. Tas everyone else is sa kabilang side, andun yung acquaintance, mga people you have to respect for the sake of it, alam mo yun, police. Hindi, joke lang. Ang tawag dito, joke lang.
Oh!
Joke!
Acquaintance pala yun.
Oh my God.
Hindi, joke lang. Pero like kunyari, yung mga people na, let's say, you have to have like some form of like civil understanding with someone. Things need to be punctual and all, ganito.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I actually don't understand Pili's point na parang...
My point lang kasi is, yes, may nuances, but those are arbitrary things. If you look at it in essence, you're either friends or you're not. Hindi naman laging, pag hindi mo friend, magkaaway na, di ba? There's, yung middle ground nga, exactly, is the respect for the other's existence.
So, what do you call the
Yeah,
middle ground?
I have to agree
Nice
with
one, Sam!
Respect lang. Respect
Hindi,
nga
kasi
lang.
parang for
Kasi
me, it's not about...
when you say acquaintance kasi, it's a bit more above respecting the other person's existence. May tiny
kasi I
bit
have
of
to,
friendship there.
sorry, I have to agree with them. Kasi,
Sino si Dem?
being Sam and Kyle, sorry, hindi niyo pala nakikita yung hands ko. Them being Sam and Kyle, kasi there has to be an English word for the term kakilala. Diba? Like, friend
I mean,
mo ba
for
si
me,
ganito? Ay, hindi. Pero kakilala ko siya. Like, you know each other, pero not enough to like ask for a favor or to connect them to someone else. Diba? Pero I think it's necessary. Kasi kagad, pagka sinabi na, friends ba kayo ni ganito? Hindi.
hindi,
Tapos
pero
wala
kilala
na.
ko siya.
Silence.
Diba?
Diba
Diba?
weird?
Ganun lang naman yun eh.
Diba?
No,
Weird
my,
na eh.
my,
Parang, it's not just about saying na, parang, it's not about being scared to accept na you guys aren't friends. I think it is accepting na you guys aren't friends. Pero, sinaset mo pa rin na hindi tayo same ng vibe, hindi tayo same ng aura. Pero at the same time, kilala na kita. And at the same time, I know you exist, something like that, and we've been introduced to each other. So, yun na yun, acquainted na ako sa'yo.
my only gripe lang with that idea kasi is,
Did you gripe? Your only gripe?
Problem. Right.
Ganyan pala yan, sorry.
Ganito pala to.
Yun nga, these things are very simple. You can say it with one word lang. So what's the point of adding other nuances na kakilala ko siya or nangopya ako sa kanya, whatever. You're either friends, you respect someone else's existence, or you're enemies. But sige, question ko na lang sa inyo is, where do you draw the line between being an acquaintance and a friend?
I think that depends on what your
your own definition is.
Yeah, your own definition of what for me, not where the border border lies. Hindi siya yung definition of the border, but rather what your definition of friendship is. Like, do you feel me? Like, kasi for me, if acquaintance ka, so I have acknowledged that I've met you. But to be my friend, we need to build a relationship, right? So in the process of being, from the first time I meet you guys, and then like, you guys no? From the first time I meet someone, tapos to the point na I say na parang friend ko na siya, acquaintance lang siya. Tapos pag tumama na sa point na ako na with my values and my definition, kaibigan ko to. Like, so yeah.
Kasi I think the lack of the word acquaintance will lead to the misusing of the word friend.
Oh.
As in, magiging mababaw na siya. Kasi
Mm.
what you're suggesting is my dichotomy between an enemy and a friend, and then the in-between is just di mo lang kilala. So, I think the word acquaintance is perfect to define the gray area. Diba?
Feeling ko rin kasi, kunyari, if you introduce two people together, tapos parang, kunyari, let's say na, "Uy, may, sorry,
And acquaintance sila.
may,
Ayan.
Oo,
may,
yan. Acquaintance na kayo.
Yan, gusto
Whoa.
mag-close sa'yo, pero
sorry,
maging friends na kayo.
Okay, wait lang. Kasi kunyari, nasa party kayo, di ba? Tapos parang, let's say na the word acquaintance isn't a thing. Pero you and I have met each other na. Parang tinanong ng friend ko, kilala mo ba si ganito? Hindi ko yung kaibigan. Parang ang off pakinggan. Pero
Yeah.
alam niyo naman sa isa't isa na kilala niyo na yung isa't isa. It's just that you don't talk. Parang ganun.
Lahat na example ni
setting a
Sam nasa
line.
party, Iba talaga
Oo
pag
nga.
cool kid. Iba talaga pag iba talaga pag cool kid.
Oh,
talaga.
it's a
Party
social
ball.
setting. It's a social
Di pwede classroom.
Sorry,
Diba?
pwede. Classroom.
Pwede
Pwede
man
naman.
simbahan.
Yan.
Sorry,
Yan sa
akala ko
simbahan. Nag-end sa
naglag.
simbahan.
Oo.
Simbahan.
Okay, anyway.
The thing
Yun yung
lang kasi
mangyayari
is,
pagka walang acquaintance. Ganun lang.
Oh.
my point lang is, I'm not vying for the eradication of the term. Sinasabi ko lang, life is not that complicated. As in, masasabi mo na kaibigan mo yung isang tao, if, again, based on your own definition. Pero yun nga, kung dinagdag mo tong acquaintance or kung ano man nuance na meron ka, you're veering away from the actual issue. Which is evident pa kahit saan. Ang daming pwedeng paglaanan ng oras.
Well, okay. So,
Well.
I think, di ko na kayo mapag-a-agree kung necessary ba ang acquaintance or not. Kasi,
Oo nga.
I think
Oo
it's
nga.
necessary. Let's
Mukhang-
talk about the other side of the spectrum na lang. If we're talking about friends na hindi mo masyado friend, what about best friends?
Ay!
I don't believe in it.
Best
I
friend!
believe in it.
Do you think
Sakto lang.
totoo yun? Or
Sakto lang.
sakto
Ayan
lang
na.
kami.
Lahat ng best friend ni Samo. Lahat ng
Oo,
best
nga.
friend ni Sam.
Hindi. Okay.
Ayan na. Kasi sabihin natin nasa party.
Okay. Kasi, let's say na this person treats me as their best friend. Pero ako, I don't look at that person as my best friend. There's a tendency.
Sino yan?
Hindi,
Yan.
wala.
Drop a
Part ba yun ng
name!
DR95?
Drop a name!
Part ba yun ng DR95?
Hindi. May
Kalbo dun ba?
tendency na may possibility pala na ma-offend yung taong yun. Kasi iisipin nila na you're supposed to be my best friend and I'm supposed to be yours. Parang we're supposed to be a thing. And why aren't you? Ganon. So I don't believe in it unless you guys like set it for each other. Na best friends kayo.
And my point stands nga. Na if you keep adding nuances to something that can be so simple, yan, katulad yan, kung you don't treat each other as best friends, di ba may chance na maging problem yan. If you could have said na you're just friends, lahat ng friends mo as a collective, it's much more simple.
Si Pili kasi, pag nagsasalita siya, he's smarter than you, di ba? Obvious
Yun
naman,
naman.
di ba?
Yeah.
With the grammar.
Ginagamit ko rin yung car, house.
Pero
Yung mga
for me kasi, okay, if we're talking about principles, diba? Like, what's your principle
Mhm.
or what's your definition of it? So, kung ganon, yung simulation, sige, big words ba akong big words game? Tawag ito, yung simulation for me in my head to figure this thing out is like an ideal world. Like, yung mga ganon kasi, yung mga people na, alam mo yun, best friend ka daw. We've met twice! How am I your best friend?
It's weird.
Yung mga ganon, that's like a error na nila yun in their perception of things. Pero for me talaga, the nuance actually helps. Like when you explain your relationship to someone else. Like kunyari, ako I have two best friends, right? Pero like, alam mo yun, sobrang dami kong close na people, I genuinely believe. Like with the DR95 team, pero talagang best friend ko is Clark Dino and Brian Sese. Shout out to you guys.
Ay,
Kick.
De, pero so feeling ko it's just like a defining thing, 'di ba? Na like look, kanya DR people or like anime people or other orgs and other cliques. Talagang sobrang close natin pero I put two people in the highest
yeah.
regard. I think
Yeah.
important
Pero,
yun eh.
pero ito, given yung simulation, between the person na dalawang beses pa lang kayo nagkita and best friend ko na and the reasonable person, may gray areas din in between.
Mm-hmm.
So, ano yung difference nun?
I feel like the
Then,
best friend is the person who's always ahead of everyone in terms of news in your life.
Ay, hindi.
Okay, I
Hindi
have
ba?
something to say about this. I think nako-confuse mo siya dun sa, I don't know personally, kasi dinidifferentiate ko yung best friend ko sa close friends ko.
Wait lang, which is higher ba? Di ba
Yeah,
best?
which is higher. I mean, wala
Feeling ko
namang
yung may
hierarchy.
best. Feeling ko
Oo.
lang yung may best.
Pero kasi there's some people who I know everything about them, they know everything about me, because I'm always updated with them. Pero when push comes to shove, like if stop, pagka important stuff, I'm not entirely sure if I can rely on them for important stuff. And then there are those friends na like one call away, 3 a.m. na if I need them, like gets.
So, yun yung best friends mo.
Yun
Yeah.
yung best friend? Oh
A
my
mix of
gosh, this is where we
closeness.
split.
Oh, but that, I don't
This
have
is where
a
we
mix of
split.
Closeness, reliability, and loyalty. I like everything.
Yeah,
The
but
whole
all of those things
hodgepodge.
are just honestly, and I'm looking at the topic list. We're heading to that direction. Honestly, I don't think
Mhm.
that's the foundations of friendship to begin with.
Hindi?
Like for me, like the friendship of foundation, the foundations of friendship, the foundations of friendship is like something you learned, and you guys are second year na, so I'm guessing you guys had philo antro na.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, di ba they teach you there, ay, family din pala in ethics kailangan nyo. Pero like, they teach you there, and I personally believe that your friends, it's not about loyalty. It's not about reliability. Because a lot of my close friends are super, like, mas reliable sila than my best friends. Kasi busy rin best friends ko eh. Di get me?
Yeah.
Pero what
Okay.
defines for me a best friend is that that person has, like when I'm with that person or what I get from that person, the attention, the advice, the company makes me a better human being as a whole. I know it's a deep thing na parang, well,
Yeah.
friend lang naman na bakit mo
So-
hindi ko bakit mo kailangan i-complicate? Hindi nga eh. Ako kung sino makes me the best version of Kyle I can be. Nakita yung ugat sa Lego. Yung best version of Kyle I
isaw.
can be, yun yung mga best friend ko. And honestly, with Brian and Clark, like now that, yun nga, I just graduated this like morning, I realized din na
Yan
parang,
na, flex
like,
lang yan.
hindi talaga ako, like, I wouldn't be near the person I am now if it wasn't for yung guidance ng best friend ko. So I don't think it's a matter of loyalty and all that stuff. Kasi all of those things, acquaintance nga pwede maging super loyal eh. Kunya, sige, sabihin natin,
Yeah.
gamitin natin simulation ni Sam. Sa party, may away. May away, di ba?
Pati
May
sa
away.
hindi.
May away,
Kasi
may rambulan. May rambulan in the
Rambulan?
rambulan in the
What?
party.
There's sapakan.
There's sapakan in the party, right? As in like an acquaintance can be like, hindi, andito ako. Loyal ako. Andito ako sa side mo. Pero yung best friend mo gonna be like, yung best friend mo like, best friend mo like, huwag ka na may pag-away. Basta di kita tutulungan. This is wrong eh. Like Kyle, just like step away. You get me? So loyalty, reliability, it's all like secondary to like how well of a human being you are when you're with these people.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Sa
ano,
person
Kyle,
yung pilit rin eh.
Hmm?
Parang ramdam mo sa sarili mo, kahit na hindi mo ibigyan ng terms, alam mo na yung taong to number one. Oh, number one! Grabe naman yan!
You number one.
no,
Yun ang
the thing is,
Pero,
DJ Khaled.
kahit ikaw rin, mararamdaman mo rin in yourself kung siya ba talagang nandyan para sa'yo. Oh my God, ang cheesy
my
naman!
God, what? But anyway, sige, correct me if I'm wrong. Ako
Mura na
naman,
ako.
say I would, hindi eh. Sige, how I consider my friends na, or my criteria for a good friendship. It's not as bad as it sounds, but it's easily synthesized by the phrase mutual utility.
What? So you
loyalty,
heard?
loyalty, love and kindness are nuances kasi. At the end of the day, you choose your friends
Mhm.
because they help you. Ayun nga, tulad ng sinabi ni Cal. But again, it's how you use them as well. And
you use
Hindi,
people.
feeling ko naman kasi you guys get like a negative connotation when Pili says use eh.
Oo.
Hindi, ako, I
Kasi each
agree.
person
I agree
naman
with
has a
Pili.
use.
Come on,
Ako kasi,
come on, DJ Khaled. Wala mo pumansin ng joke niya kanina. Sobrang baduy. As in, just like...
Nabigyan ko na nga lang. But, Kyle, na-mention
Guys,
mo
so,
yung...
ito yung hindi friends, guys. Ito yung hindi friends. Yung
No.
pinapahiya kayo.
Yeah.
Sabi mo sa best friend mo kami tatlo eh. Sabi
Yeah,
mo.
Oo nga,
friends
anong nangyari din?
Oo nga. Siya
But
yung...
anyway,
No.
Kyle, di ba... Bakit? What?
Ay, siya na buhok,
But,
friends.
na-mention mo yung philo-anthro ethics. Pero correct me if I'm wrong, yung basis nila dun for friendship, more often than not, is intrinsic value, di ba? I'm super against that. Well,
Oh.
not super, but I am against that.
Why?
Intrinsic value, everyone has intrinsic value. Kaya nga mention ko as my primary criteria is utility, di ba? So, kung yun yung basis mo, philo-anthro ethics, whatever. Ano pang distinguishing factor ng friend sa acquaintance, sa random person on the street?
I think I get what you're saying na.
Okay. And for me kasi, when I speak of utility, as in literal na gamit lang. As in parang, kaibigan ko sila kasi groupmate kita sa thesis natin. Pagkatapos ng thesis
Dami yung kilalang
natin,
ganyan.
wala na, we don't have to keep on talking to each other. I only need you for your skill. You only need me as a groupmate. So, after that, hindi na tayo obliged makipagkita pa.
But is that
Pero
friendship?
may I just point out
I don't think that's friendship.
May I just point out na pinalitan ni Sam yung example, hindi na party.
Hindi yung party. School
Cool na
na.
ngayon.
School
But
na.
actually, ngayon ko lang na-gets yung sinasabi ni Pili. Thank you for the clarification.
Wow, thank you. Pang Pilipining
No, kasi,
Pilipinas.
okay,
Nox! Thank you for the
I was-
question.
Kasi kanina I thought na you were talking about yun nga yung sinasabi ni Sam na utility talaga. But now I get like, I don't think the word we should use is utility, pero beneficial sila sa'yo. Like, they don't have to do anything on purpose. Gets ba? Like, they don't have to constantly, ito, gusto mo to, gusto mo to. Pero if their presence in your life is not toxic, and their company alone is healthy enough, I think yun yung type na utility or benefit na dapat we look for, and nothing na like super concrete na kailangan pinapahiram ka ng notes or kailangan tinutulungan ka mag-workout or something like that. Parang the company, the healthy company enough is, I think sapat na yun para.
Okay, wait lang sorry, yung point ko nga is exactly what Sam was saying. It's tangible benefits. Confiding with them, tinutulungan ka, whatever. Utility, siguro, ganito lang, yung presupposition nyo of what utility is, yun talaga yun.
So talagang gate talaga. As in like,
I have to disagree.
Ako hindi. Like for me, utility na, yun nga, yung same definition I gave kanina. Pero not as a student. Like, hindi, like when you're, di ba, yung definition kanina is, when you're with these people, you're the best version of yourself.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's not, and it's very like internal and all. Not the best student, not the best businessman, not the best blank. As in your best self. Regardless of what you define that as, whatever your code of ethics may be, like code of ethics, UA&P graduate.
Grabe this guy.
Pero
Education
like
in this guy.
diba, regardless of what code of ethics, inulit yung basta yun, whatever your that is, like it's your best version. And usually when you truly meet your best friends, you realize nga na yung best version you thought you would be is not that. Like, it's something else. Like, sila nga yung parang nag-ano sa'yo eh. So, I really don't, like, for me, about the money, diba? Like, there's, like, honestly, there's a difference between a business partner and a best friend. There's a business, you don't have to be best friends with that person.
I don't think that you should be business partners with your friends.
I think we're on the same track naman eh. Tawag dito, I just have a feeling na we were boxed kayo. You guys were boxed in with a few examples na binigay ni Sam. May other types of benefits naman. Masaya silang kasama.
Yeah, no,
You can give advice.
Advice.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why I have a lot of older friends. Kasi I like to learn from my friends din.
So, si
I
Kyle
think
yung
it's good to have like
Si
older
Kyle
friends.
Si Kyle yung isang older friend.
Literally.
Hindi ka naman ganun katanda. Grabe
Why
ka
do
naman.
y'all, like, you know what? Someone messaged me. Sige, I'm gonna drop, like, you know who you are. Someone messaged me, like, a fan of the show, and he was like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 22. And why do they talk like you're a senior
Weh.
citizen? Why,
You,
diba?
Because you act
you
like,
look like a
Yung jokes
child.
mo kasi.
you look like a child though.
You look like a child, pero pag
I
discuss
look
ka na,
younger
parang,
than, I look younger than the three of you. Come on. Come on.
You
What?
call it,
Come
excuse me.
on.
Well, actually,
Come on. Come
Okay.
on.
walang
so
problema
like,
dun.
Okay, sige, pwede.
Kasi what?
pabim.
See guys, this is what true friendship is.
Hindi.
Wow, bro.
Guys, malapit na ako. Malapit na ano. I'm
Malapit
old.
na ba?
Malapit na.
What? Oh, malapit na.
Ano
So,
sinasabi mo? Ano sinasabi mo? Ano yung topic?
I'm going there now, but you said malapit na.
Okay, go.
Okay. Ayun,
But
malapit.
guys, so we talked about like the benefits and whatnot. What if like may negative stuff naman that comes into play with your friends? What if like you're getting kind of touched na medyo toxic na sila? Parang ganun.
Oh,
How do you go about
it's relatively easy for me if you can gauge naman or at least expect how long that toxicity will last. Kung
Yeah.
matagal, you as in bounce stage ka na. If hindi, you stay with the person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yun lang naman
Ako
yun
flying
eh.
kick sa mukha. Tapos bounce. Ganun.
Sino
Flying
nang
kick.
ginanon mo? Sino ginanon mo?
Wala.
Oh, wala
Uy.
pa pala.
Or si Ramon.
Diretso dito, joke.
Hindi. Sige. Pero okay lang.
No,
Sige.
but,
Just to give my points sa like toxic stuff. Like honestly, there will always be time that even your best friends will be toxic to you. And I think yun nga eh. I think this is going to be a reoccurring thing. Lalo na we're gonna talk about relationships later, di ba? I really see this like mayroong opportunity cost. Yan o, Pili. Opportunity
Wow.
cost.
Wow.
Opportunity
PSP.
cost. Like so,
Big word.
so kunyari ikaw, yung value of your friend or your perception of friend na nung times na hindi siya toxic, will it overthrow yung ginagawa niya right now?
Mm-hmm.
Kung hindi,
Pero
yeah.
may question ako, slight nuance about it. What if ikaw yung cause ng toxicity niya? Or at least the way you see it.
Yeah, but like usually that's like, okay, no offense. That's a real, okay, no offense, okay. Pero, wala
No
eh.
offense.
I've earned the right to say this because I'm old.
Wow.
No offense, no offense to the
Nasabi lang na
college,
mukha siyang
to the
bata.
college social rules. But that excuse, honestly, 90% of the time, hindi pinag-isipan yun. Like yung,
Which one?
yung gano'n na parang I am the reason why he's toxic. Like, that, I'm not saying that that can never be the case and that doesn't exist. Like, your presence in their life makes them toxic. I'm not saying that that doesn't exist. Of course, that exists. But I hear that too much in college. Like, it's a go-to na parang, I feel like I have to leave his life kasi I'm not good for him or her. Like,
What? No.
No, not tawag dito.
No,
Not
I
leaving.
agree with you. Pero no, as in the sense, ay, syempre. Nawala ako sa thought.
Siomay?
Siomay?
Hindi, okay, but
continue.
so yun lang. Like I feel like this whole passing around of like toxic stuff, like you can't really gauge what's toxic for you. So kung nakita mo yung friend mo nang toxic na siya, who are you to say na you are the cause of that, right? Like
Yeah.
that
No, but
it'll come
in
from their
specific-
mouth.
In specific cases like an isolated incident, as in hindi siya gradual thing, may nagawa ka, the person became toxic. I may feeling na ako nung sasabihin mo, Kyle, but don't you think you have the responsibility to fix that person? If ikaw
Oh,
nga
no.
yung
No.
accused.
You do not have
What?
a responsibility to fix
I
any
think
person.
you do. If
I'm going to side
if you were the
to help,
person.
to help. Sorry.
Okay. And then
Okay,
if you were the
yes.
Ano
Sorry,
po yun? Sorry.
go first, Sam.
If-
Go first.
If you were the person na manlulokong kaibigan o ikaw yung person na hindi mo tinitreat siya as that should be treated. Tapos napansin mo eventually na naging toxic siya dahil sa ginagawa mo sa kanya. I think it should be on you to fix that person. Hindi yung tao pong mag-a-adjust. Siya na nga nasaktan eh. Bakit pa siya yung mag-a-adjust, di ba?
Okay, about that kasi, sometimes, honestly, other people aren't your responsibility.
Yan na.
So,
Serious na siya.
so, di ba,
Mahugot na.
kunyari, you do something wrong and yung friend nyo na screw up siya a bit because of that. Of course, if you're a good friend, sige, tulungan mo siya. Pero the idea is you have to have a strong enough foundation as a person na you can bounce back after those kind of stuff. Or ako lang ba yung ganun mag-isip? Kasi
I mean,
parang,
definite, at times siguro, nasa sarili mo na yun to bounce back from these things. Pero that person who was toxic to you parang kailangan malaman rin niya na toxic na siya. That's
you
that's
let
my
them know, but you don't expect na they're gonna like help you kasi they were toxic nga, di ba?
No,
definitely.
but sometimes toxicity, 'di ba? Parang hindi mo naman siya parang magi-gauge lang through intention eh. Because there are like I bet you guys also have friends that have your best intentions in mind. And yet they are toxic friends. Right? So
Okay,
my point lang here is, look, no one's obliged to do anything for you.
Okay.
No one's obliged to do anything for you regardless kung friend pa tayo or whatever. Yun nga yung definition of a friend eh. Like na parang it's not an obliged thing and you just do it because you want my betterment as a human being. So like yung look, this whole toxic thing is like really overblown in college. It's like this whole concept na parang a great amount of people is toxic and all that. Like I just feel like it's something that you really before you start saying na parang, oh, this person's toxic, I'm toxic, oh, that person's toxic. Pag-isipan mo muna. Like I bet you yung mga tao na yun, pag tinanong ko nga what toxic means, iba-iba yung sagot every 5 times na tanong ko eh. So
yeah, for sure. Some people nga masiko mo lang. Joke. Anyway.
Whoa!
Okay,
No.
Pili, your thoughts on this
Yeah.
topic?
Ako,
Yeah, what are your
regardless
thoughts?
kung ako yung nagtanong ng question, like main
Yeah, we wanna know.
expectation na ako, I'm all for it. Hindi. As soon as you see the toxicity and you can gauge the length with which that person will stay toxic, let's na talaga. I seriously reject the idea na you have a big enough responsibility for another person.
Whoa.
I have enough problems.
Sometimes nga, yung ganun na ideal actually, okay, I hate the word toxic na tuloy. We keep mentioning it. Pero, you know how some people kasi they're insecure? So, napaproject nila yon. So, sometimes your friends aren't actually toxic. You just don't have a good enough self-esteem to be happy for your friends.
Ay, oo.
Diba?
Actually,
Sometimes may ganun eh.
yes. It's not even on the other person anymore. It's on
Yeah.
you. It's on your
Yeah.
personal outlook. Kasi if kaibigan mo yung isang tao, you're supposed to be happy for them if they achieve something. You're not supposed to be the person who's jealous and hating on them. Kasi nga kaibigan ka. So kung ikaw yung kaibigan na yun, quote unquote, hindi ka kaibigan. Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic ang person.
Whoa.
I hate that word na. I hate that word na.
Yeah, but you know what? I sort of agree with Pili. Honestly, this is like medyo hot take. But honestly, if hindi ka pa nga buo as a person, like if you genuinely think that you don't have things figured out, I don't even think you should be in the business of creating thousands of friends and socializing so much. Like honestly, like I'm sure ma-mention to ulit later sa like pagjowaan na. Pero like for friends lang, I don't even think that you should be all party and all if you're like broken inside, 'di ba? So for me, I agree with Pili honestly. Like for all the negative reviews like people have given me with that ideal na alam mo yun, hindi na siya friend eh. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Na parang they were imagine all the things you guys have been through. Yeah,
No.
okay, gets. Matagal pa buhay ko. Okay,
Diba?
gets. So
wait, I'm against that. Yung how long have you been friends? Ganyan. If you've been friends that long with a toxic person tapos hindi pa rin nag-iba, you wasted X amount of time na. Will you, diba? Will you continue wasting your time?
That's a good argument.
No.
Grabe si
Some people
France.
kasi nangihinayan sila dun sa time they spent with this person. But what about the rest of your life na you can be
Diba?
happy with good friends? Ba't ko pagbibigyan yung isang toxic friend na yun, diba?
Tiny bit lang.
Whoa. Okay. But anyway, there's this weird thing.
Guys,
Hindi ko alam kung ako lang to dahil galing ako sa all boys school. I think there's something there na kahit matagal lang hindi nag-usap, that person is still a friend. As soon as mag-usap kayo, magkita kayo.
Depende rin
As in,
naman
walang
kung ano yung
nagbago.
naging relationship niya during the time na before you took that, long amount of years away from each other. There are certain people na you were close nung childhood nyo, and then you took like 10 years apart kasi hindi kayo nagkita because of schedule or life in general. And then when you see each other again, it's like there was never any break. So then you pick up where you left off. For me, those are the best types of friendships.
But
Like,
regardless of
parang low
Yeah.
maintenance. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
ako regardless
I
of
don't have-
yung weird thing na yun with hindi ko alam, boys or what, something special, whatever. Regardless kung ano man yun, it's still highly hinged on utility more often than not. So, kahit may ganun, simple thing, masaya silang kasama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of-
pero low-key, like, okay, sorry, I know, like, sorry.
Go ahead.
Like, share ko lang, something I read before was like, it's from Maslow and all that. Basta. It was, basta how I understood the reading. It wasn't even for a class, I just found it. Pero, okay, so, ang sinasabi niya is, the reason why low-maintenance friendship works is because when you met each other or when you built the relationship, this is like a cheat code. Like, pansin nyo, there are people na kahit na mas parang magka-vibe tayo, pag nag-meet tayo, sobrang awkward. So may mga tao naman na parang taon yung difference. Tapos pag nagkita, parang nothing changed. The difference is, your foundation of your relationship is either real or not. What does that mean? Yun nga, going back to yung self-esteem, usually when you meet someone, they do not show you who they actually are. Diba? It's a self-esteem thing. I want this person to look highly of me, ganyan. Or at the same time, I want this person to think something of me. Diba? If honestly, like from yung reading na yun, he said that as long as you are genuine from the first time you meet that person to the point that you guys don't seeing each other, kahit na 10 years pa yan when you meet each other, because you were built upon the premise of truth, it will vibe out in the end. Taray.
Yun, perfect. I agree. It's all about the vibe.
Galing. Well said.
Dragon.
Bakit lumipad? Iba na.
Kasi bakit pusa yung tunog?
Okay.
This is real
Galing.
friendship.
Hybrid.
Now, so, di ba, Kyle talked about meeting people and showing your true self. Pero what about, I think he failed to mention that sometimes when people meet a set of other people, they try to, ginagaya nila to fit in.
Yeah.
Like, so eventually, when they become friends, wala ka ng self-identity. Parang, without your barkada, you're nothing.
I
That's
think
wrong.
that's wrong. Kasi that's also an issue of something or how you perceive yourself. Because if you mold according to how your barkada is, if your barkada is bad and you used to be a good person, then that's not healthy for you. Kasi nakiki-vibe ka na lang, nakiki-ride ka na lang to the wave like that, diba? So parang mali naman yun na parang mali naman yun na kung ano yung ugali ng kaibigan mo, ganun ka na rin. Kasi paano yung kung kaibigan mo is messing up or doesn't study well. Ano ba, Kyle? Hindi nag-aaral yung kaibigan mo. Pero vibe mo siya.
Kyle, di daw nag-aaral mga kaibigan.
Ay, excuse me. Graduate na kami, Dragon. Wow!
Pero yun lang.
Yeah, but you know what? That's something like super... Yo, to all the college students out there, legit to like, listen to this. You are who you hang out with. Okay? Like, you can't say hindi ka bulakbol. No, but honestly, the truth of the matter is, kunyari for a long time, barkada mo siya for 2 years, don't say na hindi ka bulakbol kung 20 of your closest friends, lahat bulakbol. Okay? Kasi kailan mo sila nakabonding? Pag nag-aaral sila? What? That doesn't make sense. Okay? Y'all are who you hang out with. College people. Especially the freshmen. Ganito, habang hindi pa sobrang tali yung mga puso nyo to these people, pick the best people. Okay? Pick them. It will benefit you. It will benefit you, Brody.
Kinilig ako, Sam.
Cheesy.
Yeah, don't be afraid to cut people off.
Oh, don't be afraid.
Di na mo si Kyle, alis na.
Oo nga. Kasi dragon ako. Wow!
Oh my God.
Pero guys, yun nga, ending friendships kasi it's a part of life talaga, di ba? Like, di ba na may iwasan eh. Sometimes you just outgrow them. So it's not like a bad thing. Or sometimes they're just toxic so it becomes a bad thing. But what about yung friends? Ito sobrang bad thing. Yung kinakaibigan ka lang kasi may habol pala.
Ay, ano yung habol na? Ano yung habol na yun?
Are we allowed to say? Joke. um, pero gets nyo na,
Ano
diba?
yun?
There's some people who just befriend you because they actually want to flirt with you. Like there's an ulterior motive.
Ay!
Ay, hindi ata yung friend.
Flirt lang ba or other things considered?
Pwede rin other things.
I mean, ako, as long as that person has something to offer and it's right, roll with the vibe.
Wow!
Okay.
Wow!
Okay.
No, but no, I mean,
Whoa!
seriously.
Kakaibig.
What? No, again, may basta friends in general have their own specific benefits brought to the table. So what's the difference
Friends
with this person
with
na
what?
hinahabol ka na nga eh? And hopefully, that person has something to offer then. Na good ha. Again, flirting,
The
no.
good. Flirting is a no. Pero if may iba siyang ma-offer na better than flirting, like better than
Ano, Joanne?
Ako bigla. Better
Ano,
than
what's better than flirting, Joanne?
What's better than flirting?
Oo.
Like, good
Sing-sing.
friendship, yung gano'n. So,
Joanne na
wait,
kita.
actually, wala akong naisip na,
G.
ano yung offer niya na maganda if like, yung motive niya talaga is to flirt with you. Nanggigil ako dun sa niya na yun eh.
Are we serious? Okay, look. Sorry
I'm
for all
asking,
my
I'm
male
asking.
species out there. It's
Asking.
about to tell them. We're about to tell them because I agree that sila rin. Yung 80% of those people, okay, like we have to don't give a bad connotation to the word yet, okay? The word malande, what does it even mean? It's the people who walk the thin line of uncertainty dahil wala pang umaamin sa inyo. So, gagamitin nila yon to get closer to you.
Mhm.
That's what being malandi is. May kilala akong ganun. Ha ha ha, tawa siya. Oh. Anyway. No, but like, no,
Guys, wait,
but,
a moment of silence and a round of applause for that person.
oh, yo, good job.
Ah,
No, but
Good
seriously,
job.
we have to
Please.
stop doing that, yo.
Yeah.
Like, legit, like, honestly, it's so weird. I find it so weird. And it usually doesn't work. Like yung, di pa umaamin si girly. Di pa ako umaamin. So, ibig sabihin, whatever I can do, she can't assume. Tapos sasabihin naman ni girl, ayoko mag-assume. Like, what the heck? Pupunta sa
No,
bahay mo,
actually,
sa bundok.
Waste of time.
Wala naman ibang kaibigan na gumagawa nun. Ano ba?
sige, I'll give you ano din.
Stop.
Usually kasi those types of people, regardless kung friends niya or siya mismo nagsasabi, ang justification nila is, that's just the way the person is. Ano masasabi?
No. I don't think anyone is inherently flirty by nature. If they are, there's something wrong with them.
I
I
agree.
don't think it's necessarily
Why?
flirty. When there are some people na parang naturally playful. Tama
Playful
ba?
is
Parang
okay.
gano'n.
Wait lang.
Wait.
Okay. I
Jack
mean,
and Poy?
Okay. Kunyari,
Huh?
nagtatawanan. Kunyari nagtatawanan. Tapos gaganon yung ano dito. So,
Can you do that?
For other people, flirting na yun. Pero for that person, para sa kanya, ganun lang talaga ako eh. Pero wala siyang intention in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just in himself, nafe-feel niyang playful lang talaga siya. That's it.
So,
Okay.
I
You
know a
think-
couple people kasi who joke like that.
Diba?
Do you guys think justified yun? Yung reason na yun?
Wait, if it's like, it's
As
not
in, wala siyang
consistent.
bad intentions.
Yeah,
ganun
if
lang
hindi
talaga.
siya consistent,
Meron.
like, random people lang. As in, it's just a joke. Hindi yung one person, you're singling them out, tapos parang nilalandi. You're kind of flirting with them, but you're kind of not kasi you're not being straight up. But I think that's where it goes wrong. Pero yung sinabi ni Sam na like, small jokes lang here and there, I think that's fine.
I think
Ay,
may times na you can draw the line kasi na parang it's bad to flirt kung alam mo na sa sarili mong pinapaasa mo na yung tao. Tapos
Yes.
napapa-fall in love mo na, tapos ikaw landi ka pa ng landi. Tapos alam mo nang nasasaktan ni.
But yun nga, actually,
Tama, makinig lahat.
Guys!
Pakiramdam, diba?
Go.
Ang dami kong kilala na
Ganun
dapat
lang,
makinig dyan.
Pero if it's playful, as in, kunyari, once lang tayo nagkita, tapos, ha 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 ha, like that, it's fine. Okay lang, as long as no one gets hurt. As long as
Oo.
you both know there's a line na I'm not gonna date you, you're not gonna date me. We're just having fun.
Ang
Friend
problem
Ay!
ko
na
kasi
natin
dun,
ganun eh.
ang problem ko kasi dun, siguro minor justifications like those eventually create the whole set of values that you have. So, kuwari, something simple as, playful lang ako, will eventually cascade into something more na hindi ko naman talaga pinapaasa to or whatever. The point is, just be explicit. I mean, regardless kung lumaki ka na playful or whatever, you have a certain responsibility to confide in social norms.
Okay.
Again, life is that simple.
Well, Kyle, any comments?
Yeah, okay.
Parang
Look.
nanahimik ka dyan,
Oo nga eh.
If the question is
Playful kasi si Kyle.
friends.
Natamaan
Ay, hindi Hindi. Hindi talaga.
Nord.
Hindi talaga.
Iniisip niya yung life choices
Nope.
niya.
Okay. Look. Okay, if the topic is friends that, yun nga, parang ginagamit yung friendship. What the? Francis, may lumipad na lizard sa likod mo.
Hindi siya lumipad.
Okay, but anyway. Teka lang. Narinig na ako ng mga lalaki. It's a science.
Nangyari dun.
Okay, look, for both guys and girls, for the people na ginagamit yung friendship para may hidden agenda. Look, it's as simple as this. For me, tanggapin mong you're flirty or malandi in Tagalog. Katanggapin mo. Kasi that's what people do. That's what being malandi is. Like you hide behind this rock na cannot be moved. Do you get me? Like this thing na, we can't see.
Yeah.
You can't see that you can't see na sinabi I like you. Nag-assume ka. Do you get me? Okay, so it's either tanggapin mong malandi ka or tanggapin mong you guys were never friends to begin with. Because a true friend in an ideal world would actually tell you kung meron siyang na-start maramdaman. And if from the get-go, as in nagkita kayo in a bar, tapos unang sinabi sa'yo, baby girl, I think I like you. Like, what the? You don't even know me.
Don't do that.
Like, what?
Ew.
And ano lang aside sa sinabi ni baby
Ganyan
girl,
style mo,
Kyle
no?
Valencia.
Ganyan style mo, no?
I've been called an anti-flirt before. Okay?
Alam na namin yung
Yeah,
style mo,
sabagay.
Kyle. Alam na namin.
Something for the other party din, na yun nga, when dealing with someone na malandi, you have intellect, you have free will, you have the full liberty to assume things. Seriously.
Yeah.
Ganun.
I think that's the problem rin sometimes. Like yung person na inherently mabait lang sa lahat. Or hindi na playful as in literal na mabait lang talaga siya. And then the other person is naghahanap ng love, ganon. Tapos mafe-feel niya, ano ba yan, nilalandi ako ni ganito. Kasi ikaw naman parang, asumera ka naman. Ba't landi agad, diba?
Medyo na-hot seat kami dito, pinapawisan na kami ni Pili.
Bakit?
What?
Bakit kayo ba mag-usap kayo
lang
kagabi?
eh. Joke
Mag-usap
lang
kayo
eh.
or something?
Kasi nakita ko gumanon siya.
Mami na kasi kayo. Whoa, chill. You have to chill. Bakit ka nag-assume, Francis? Sabi ni Pili.
Oo nga.
Okay, speaking of assumptions. And here we have an example of miscommunication. I made a joke and it was taken completely out of context. About, fast forward natin, past friendship, not malandi, just relationships na. Okay, kayo na. More often than not, there's multiple reasons why you break up and sometimes those reasons stack up. I want to know what you guys think are valid reasons.
Consistent toxicity. That's one.
Wait, ano yung tanong? Sorry.
Kasi diba we're talking about friendships and ganyan. Fast forward na natin, lagyan na natin sa kayo na. What's a valid reason to end things?
I'll give a few na very, very self-explanatory. Okay,
So
constant
we ended
toxicity.
friendships. Let's end relationships then.
Discrepancies in levels of maturity, general temperament, to some degree is a reasonable answer. Values, difference in values. Yan, mga yun. Those are very tangible things.
Yeah. Parang even in the simple, hindi lang siya marunong tumulong sa household things eh. That's one thing that can eventually make you snap. Kasi my mom's ex-boyfriend. Okay.
Whoa!
Tita, sorry po. Are you consenting to this?
Going on?
Are you consenting to this?
Hindi sila same ng music genre na gustong pakinggan.
Oh my God.
Tapos every time na nagpa-play ng music, yung sinasabi ng guy, ano ba yan, nakakairita ka naman. Sa simpleng bagay na music, nagiging problema pa. Parang, para sa akin, sobrang important nung things kagaya nung ganun. Kasi kung yun pa nga lang di mo na matolerate, tapos sinasaktan ka na dahil lang hindi kayo pareho, I think that's enough to end it.
Ikaw,
Pero
Kyle, what do
marami
you
pang
think?
reasons.
Ito si Francis.
Let's
sobrang
hear one
curious
more
na.
reason from
Masyadong
Kyle.
curious na si Francis.
Mr. Baby Girl.
Yeah, huwag kang assuming.
Reveal the part.
Salamat,
Gosh.
guys.
Hindi, pero ganito. Okay. For me, it's all about, sorry, if I really, to some degree, to explain it properly, I really do sound like a robot when I talk about these things. I really see it like okay. Before the girls throw, kung ano-ano at me, pag nakita niyo, I see it like, you have to see it like a poker game. Right? Like, I see it like economics. I see it like a program. Na parang, for me, masyadong madaming factors to consider just to say na, ito valid reason to para hiwalayan siya. Ito valid reason. I genuinely think it's just a matter of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is what you lose by doing something else. So, ibig sabihin na, while you're with this person, you are losing the opportunity to be doing something else, right? You can be spending you can be doing other things with your time. And like, we have an infinite amount of resources when it comes to emotions, preference. Alam mo, all the things na ganun, liking music. We have an infinite supply. What we don't have, which is infinite, is our time because we're eventually going to die. So the time I'm spending with you, I can spend in a million other things. So yun na yung premise ko. Like, the moment you realize that the next hour of your life is better off being somewhere else, hiwalayan mo na.
Ako naman, kaya the reason why I brought some things that come to mind easily when given yung topic na yan. Kasi you have a collection of experiences, you have other books, you have other experiences from other people. You have a collection of criteria to evaluate a relationship. And then, feeling ko, at least in my case, eventually you have to be objective. Bakit? I know subjective ang relationships, whatever. Personal take na lang. I want to be adamantly objective at one point because I know that eventually I'll be responsible for other lives.
Yeah.
Mga anak namin. Yeah. So, it has to be the best it can be.
Na-shock kami. Continue.
Bakit? Yeah. Bakit ka na-shock?
Oo nga. Ako, I take that into account na if magka-girlfriend ako.
Bakit ako?
Well, eventually,
Tama rin naman si Pili na minsan you really have to think with your mind and not your heart.
But, I think I have a deal breaker.
Ay, deal breaker. Monopoly deal.
Like, you guys kasi, you say na it depends, tas kailangan mo stack up siya, tas you have to weigh the pros and cons. But I think mental well-being it's a deal breaker for me. Kasi if you're not okay, I don't want to take advantage your need for someone else. Kasi then the foundation of our relationship would be, is kasi nangungulila ka, tas ako yung andun.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bad way to start a relationship when you try to get with someone and you know that person is vulnerable from the start.
And the
kasi from the get-go, ang tingin na ng taong yun sa'yo is, he's the one who's there for me. But that's not exactly the case.
Yeah. Super. Actually,
sorry.
Sige, go, Francis. Francis, go. No, ladies first. Go.
Okay. So, stop.
What?
Anyway.
May kinamot ako dito.
On top of that,
there.
On top of that, I don't think you should use people as antidepressants.
I agree.
If you don't think you're okay, the solution is not a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Right?
Yes, Francis.
Guys, may nag-act out na dito sa gilid.
Baliw.
And that's something I learned from my family prof, right? Like yung, alam mo yung saying na, you complete me. Pag may nagsabi sa akin, sampalin ko talaga, de, joke lang. Anyway, wait lang. Wait.
complete.
Kung lalaki, kung kaibigan ko lalaki, feel? Kung si Pili nagsabi sa akin,
Pili,
you
sabihin mo
complete
na Pili.
Kyle, you complete.
Alika din eh. Okay, pero okay, wait lang. Wait. Okay, but something I learned from my philo-anto class talaga is that in a relationship, you're not supposed to complete that person, and alam mo yun, you're supposed to be two complete individuals na pag pinagsama mo is a bigger complete thing. It's not na may kulang ka or whatever. So don't, okay, look. I'm fifth year. I'm not.
Akala ko
I'm
50.
graduated.
No, you graduated.
I graduated, and I'm willing to walk this line because I feel like this will help a lot of people, and I really think that you need to take this into heart. Even if you look at yourself in the mirror now and say na ready ka na for a relationship, i-assess mo muna. 90% of the time, you aren't. I'm not. And that's just me being honest. Like, honesty. And honestly, unless you can truly sit yourself down for a day and like look at yourself in the mirror and say na, I'm ready to share my being to another being para we're a bigger being together, then just don't. It's a bad investment, friend. If you're listening to me, it's a bad investment. All the toxic drama, money, time spent is a bad investment.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
very
mean,
much,
your
UA&P.
boyfriends and your girlfriends aren't your therapists, guys. So like, hindi sila andyan para ayusin ka or to change you, to make you a better person. It's like, if ganun yung tingin mo, it's you're falling in love with the idea of who they're gonna be rather than the person that they are now. Diba?
Yeah. And magkakasumbatan kayo in the future.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Kasi kung sinabi mo na,
Kasi,
yung sinabi mo, Kyle, na you complete me, eh di kung tinanggal siya, hindi ka na complete ulit. Diba? Ganun lang yun.
Oo nga.
hanap ka
Hanap ka ng bago to complete you.
Joke lang, guys.
Saktong Lego lang eh.
Hindi ko yung ginagawa. Joke lang yun, guys.
Whoa!
So, excuse me. I'm so nice kaya I'm NBS.
Francis, I need to tell you something.
But, okay, on top of all of this, do you guys think... So, we're talking about reasons to break up, right? O, diba sabi ko sa inyo, after this episode, di na kami friends, acquaintances na lang kami. But, we're talking about reasons to leave a person or what. Let's talk about reasons to stay. Do you think time is a good enough reason to stay? Na parang, since 10 years na kayo, you could get married tomorrow. Do you think that's a valid reason?
That's a no.
I
That's
mean,
a no for me.
couples who are married and have kids still get divorced because it doesn't work out, because they were just hinging on the fact that they were married for 20 years. Diba? And I think what should be the measurement, actually, to the couple na yan, kung ano man yung measurement nila on saying that they love each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think time is reason enough to stay.
Okay. Pili, any comments? Mr. Philosopher.
I agree naman with you guys na time should not be the primary criteria. Pero there are certain instances kasi where
parang iiyak si Pili. Oh my God.
Tumitingin na siya sa window sa labas.
Kaya mo yan, Pili.
no.
Sayang.
Grabe.
Okay there are certain instances kasi na you have enough of a reason to have kept the relationship going prior to your evaluation na kinoconsider mo na yung time. So you have to take that into account kasi it's highly possible na your perspective is skewed because of what's happening in the past. Siguro, in the recent past.
Yeah.
So my point lang is, you have to take into account time. Of course, it's not the primary thing, but there are other things,
Paisip ako dun Pero oo nga.
Okay, so I have to agree with Pili na. Okay, sorry, I have to agree.
Sinaktan ako.
It's not a one-dimensional thing. I think we have to agree na all of us, even Kyle, even if he's just staring at the screen, we have to all agree.
Kung ano
all
yung tinitignan niya dun sa...
We have to, di ba, kung ano man
Okay.
tinitingnan niyo sa side monitor niya. We all have to agree na hindi porket na umay ka na. That's the reason.
Oh.
You have to reevaluate talaga.
So
So it's not a
mean.
matter of time and quality, no?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Basta
Okay,
basta I hold dear to the sentiment is not enough reason to keep a relationship.
Okay.
I mean mind the words, it's not enough.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, but what about like,
There.
let's say sentimental friendships. Friendships ulit, sorry, balik tayo sa friendships. Are they...
Pero kung
No, I
toxic
think
na
it's
siya,
a no.
toxic na siya ngayon. As in toxic na siya tapos
Like,
okay, yung checklist, gawa tayong checklist, di ba? Toxic na
So
siya.
guys,
One.
bring out a pen and paper and evaluate.
Maglabas kayo
the
pen and paper.
wait lang.
Ito na,
Let
ito
me
yung pen.
explain. Kunyari, the case is, you guys are friends because you guys went through the same traumatic experience. And that person is the only person who gets you in terms of what happened in the past or something that traumatized you. Do you think it's still bad to have that sentimental friendship?
Hindi, wait lang.
Toxic sila.
That's your only circumstance? That's it?
Parang,
Like,
Wala
okay
silang
pa rin siya?
ginagawa.
Support
Hindi
you.
siya toxic or anything?
Yeah, hindi siya toxic.
Okay lang yun.
Oh,
Hindi
that's
okay
fine.
lang.
Oh,
I feel,
What?
yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
What can we
Yeah,
say?
pero pag binaliktad mo yung situation, di ba?
Rap gun.
Transform.
Pag binaliktad mo yung situation, tapos, like, kunyari this person, let's say, when you were second year high school, meron kang traumatic experience, ganyan. Tapos siya lang nakagets, di ba? Tapos, ngayon, he or she is or it is a bad person. Malay mo, you can be I'm friends with my dog. Okay? But anyway,
Gets ka ni
Yeah.
Go.
On your bed, stop na, no?
yeah, gets ako ni Coco.
Fine.
Pero,
but sige, I'll give a case against yun nga yung siya lang nakakaget sa'yo. Sige, I'll give an example. Even with relationships, when the other party is lagging behind you in terms of, tangible and intangible and intrinsic development, para sa akin, it's enough of a reason to split. Bounce.
Bounce. I mean, totoo naman. Kasi may times na yun pa lang sa development nga, kasama na rin doon yung values nyo as a person eh. And minsan, kung hindi nagkakatugma, ngayon pa lang, what makes it, like, masyado ng draining to keep on waiting for that person to get better and to understand you. So I don't think you should invest in that type of relationship. Kung dun pa lang from the get-go, mapapansin mo ng hindi vibe. Diba?
Yeah.
Hindi siya vibe, bro.
Siya vibe, bro.
May naisip ako. Kasi bining up kasi ni Sam yung friend eh. So, sige, pagsama natin. Is it okay to date your friends or people in your barkada?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Why
Depende
not?
sa tao pa rin yun. Kasi kunyari,
No, I don't.
it's a case-to-case basis. May times na, kunyari, you and me, Pili, nasa isang barkada tayo, and then, we became the best couple. Wait, example nga lang eh. Ayun.
Whoa.
Ayun.
Sam, slow down.
Oo nga, Pili.
Oh,
Why are you
wow.
assuming, ha? Why are you
Kunyari,
assuming?
It's not a vibe, bro.
Kunyari, yun nga, we became the best couple. It's gonna be a pro for the barkada. Kasi ma-feel nila, OMG, Pili and Sam are here. Yay, they're the best couple ever. But then, kung kunyari nag-away tayo, and then we're in the same barkada, tapos there's a party. Oh, party na naman. May party. Tapos parang,
Meron.
kunyari, hindi i-invite yung isang tao kasi magiging awkward for the entire group. I think, saka lang hindi siya okay. Gets?
Oh, even in that case, feeling ko okay siya eh.
Oh, that's
So, dapat.
weird.
Naging barkada kayo for a reason because each of you tolerate and accept each other. So kung may nangyaring ganun sa barkada nyo, I think, hopefully my barkada would accept me and that other girl or boy in the same barkada.
Hindi, oo,
siya.
i-accept nga. Pero yung sinasabi ko is parang kung napi-fear ng people na may heat, tas as in ang daming surrounding other people, that's just
Guys,
weird.
Based from experience, hindi lang weird.
Oo,
Awkward,
sobrang,
nakaka-stress,
as in, that
nakakainis.
couple
I
is gonna be
swear.
like the party pooper. Ganun, di ba?
May isang
Yes,
mag-walk out.
but
My
that's-
God.
But that's easily dependent on the maturity of
Parang, you said na it depends on the maturity, but kung makikipagbarkada sa mga immature people. Pero kasi, what if on a regular day, di ba? Mature naman sila, matino naman sila. Pero there are exceptions kasi. May mga araw na come on. Would
Pili,
you
let
sit?
it rip.
What?
Pili, go,
Would
let it
you
rip.
would
You
you
don't
go
have
to
the
a
right
party
friend.
with your ex?
Huh?
Would you go to a
Huh?
party with your ex?
Yeah, why not?
Oh!
Oo,
And you
pero
won't
weird.
complain?
Pero
You
hindi ko
won't
siya
complain?
kakausapin.
You
Yes.
won't complain?
Because
I'm
In this
mature.
barkada, ha?
Oo nga eh.
You're gonna sit together.
Yeah.
You're mature?
Oo, sa
Yeah,
random
knowing my barkada pa, it won't be that
Nakabilang
awkward.
siya.
Oo nga eh.
It won't be awkward. It won't be, actually,
Depende
hindi nga
lang
eh.
sa inyo.
Knowing my barkada, aasarin pa nga ako eh. And it won't be awkward. It won't be
Yeah,
awkward,
same.
for sure.
Well, okay, it depends. It depends. How
Hindi, it
bad and
depends.
how long.
No, pero
It
yun nga
depends
eh.
how bad and how long. Eh, paano kung kahapon lang nag-break, ipagsasama mo sa isang lugar?
Ano ka, schizo? Minsan mature, minsan hindi. Ano yun?
Oh, right. No,
What
ano,
is
Hindi,
that?
kasi depende
ganito,
rin naman
it's not-
talaga yun sa tao
It
eh.
depends.
No,
Hindi,
it does
hindi.
not depend.
Ganito. Okay, wait. Pag sinabi, hindi siya it depends eh. Okay, sige, fine. It depends kung mature yung barkada mo. It's that
Oo.
simple.
Yun,
Bakit? Sa
yun
inyo
na
ba?
yun,
Hindi?
that's what we're saying.
Yeah, it depends. It depends.
As in,
That's all I have
depende
to
lang siya,
say.
kunyari,
Yeah.
hindi vibe ng barkada mo na hindi kayo okay. Tapos pinag-aasar-asar pa kayo together. I don't think that's
Oo
fine.
nga.
Oh, hindi.
Parang-
That's a specific scenario lang eh. Sinasabi ko in general. As in,
Ayun yung
kahit
nangyari
nag-break pa lang kayo
lagi.
kahapon or kanina, pwede pa rin kayo magkasama sa barkada.
Yeah, I agree.
Pwede, but
Yes,
usually
but
it's not
gonna
what
be...
happens.
Okay,
Oo.
wait lang. What is the question here? Should you date someone from your barkada?
Oo.
Or should you date someone from our specific barkada? Because I'm assuming that the world is na yung barkada mo is fixed to begin with.
Yeah,
Like,
ikaw, I don't want to ask you. Sam, would you date someone
Exactly.
in your
Yeah,
barkada?
Thank you.
Kasi I already know the answer, Kai. So,
Ako-
Sam, would you date
ako,
someone in your
me.
barkada?
I mean, for me lang personally, I don't want to do that. Kasi when
Yeah.
I return to my barkada, I feel na sila yung friends ko. I don't have to change who I am. Kasi may times na kunyari, let's say yung boyfriend mo, psycho siya. Tapos mali yung choice, ganun. And then, you go with your friends. Iisipin niya na nakikipaglandian ka kasi there are guys in your barkada. And I don't think kung pinagsama mo yun, the friendship thing and the whole boyfriend-girlfriend thing, it's gonna work out. Kasi wala ka na mapupuntahan na iba.
Ready na sila.
Kasi
Sam.
nandun rin yung boyfriend mo
May I be blunt na lang. Given yung concerns nyo with your specific barkadas, I don't think all of them are that mature.
Whoa!
No, this isn't mine. As in,
We're not talking
in a
of...
case lang.
Yeah.
I'm not, hindi siya nangyayari ngayon.
No, but okay, look.
Hindi na ngayon, pero...
Okay.
Gets?
Sige,
Sino
feeling ko
ngayon?
masyadong naging
Sino
complicated.
ngayon?
I feel like it's getting too complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's all try to simplify our answer. Ako ganito. This is how I think. Assuming that you are a proper, rational, mature, alam mo yan, okay ka na tao. Okay? Right.
Mhm.
Ganito yan. Yung ex ng or may kabarkada ka, right? Naita mo talaga. And when we say that you're a rational, mature being, ibig sabihin na alam mo what a relationship stands for. And then you're like, okay, look, I've been friends with you for a while. I really think na I really want to at least court you, right? Okay? Courtship is another idea, but like, hindi yan me. Like, I really want to court you and I really want to be more than friends and like all this stuff. Like, if you want to go all psycho, super, ethical and philosophical, you can say that, yeah, dude, like, I want to be more than friends and all that. Okay.
Mhm.
So, my question is ganito. I'm starting to agree with Sam and Francis na if your group of friends aren't the maturest people in the bunch, it
Yeah.
won't work. But then again, if they're not mature enough, why should you hold them to a higher standard na ikaw nakakihanap ka ng tao that might be with you for the rest of your life? Bakit mas importante yung pakialam mo dun sa immature na tao?
Huh?
Wait,
Wait, sorry, nawala ako.
Do you get me? Okay.
daw?
Do you get me?
No.
Yeah,
Super simple. Do we all agree na dating someone from your barkada will only not work if your barkada is somewhat immature?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
exactly. So, kung meron ka nahanap sa barkada mo na ikaw, understanding na you have a good understanding of what relationships are built of and why you should date someone, right? Sam, kuya si Sam.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Okay, kuya si Sam.
Special.
What?
Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
Ay, go.
Okay, sabihin natin ganun, right? So you see this, hindi. Wag na lang pala, wag girl, mas madali pag gaya example eh. So let's say me, I see this girl na parang, oh my gosh, I really want to date this person. This is someone I might like, alam mo yun, if I get to know her better, this might be someone I spend the rest of my life with. Do you get me the gravity of that? So
Mhm.
titigilin mo yun because of people who are immature na friends. Do you get me? So it's like a it's like a paradox na parang you're doing it for people that won't last. The reason why you're not willing to take the plunge on something that's long term is because of people's immature behavior in the short term. It doesn't make sense.
Okay,
to me.
medyo na-change mo ako. Medyo
Okay,
na-change
so
mo.
converted
Ah.
na ako.
Little bit lang.
Convert-
Onti lang. Pero may mga tao
Converted
talaga
na
hindi mo rin mababago eh. Pero I do agree with the sentiment na kung yun na yung tao na para sa'yo, you hold back mo pa ba yung sarili mo just because your friends don't think so.
Parang may bumato
So,
na bato. Parang may nagbato na bato.
Hindi nga.
Oo nga.
Ako yun,
Oo.
tumakbo ako papunta doon.
Maganda.
Nababago mo.
Oh, bilis mo ah. Flash?
Mahiti.
Boomer joke.
Oh, I agree with Kyle. To some extent.
So wow. I love this. We have a consensus.
This is the
Finally.
first time
Alright.
in
So
DR95
now-
history.
Yeah.
Nangyari.
Oh,
Na-convert kami.
guys, you don't have to pretend kasi I'm leaving na. You guys, come on.
Okay.
It's okay.
Oh, since si Kyle gusto niya talaga na nagdi-disagree tayo, I have another question.
Oh.
Do you think flirting, like, yung wala namang patutunguhan, do you think it's fine?
Back here.
Oh.
Do you think it's fine?
Anong meron sa flirting?
You think it's what?
Do you think it's okay na you're flirting with someone na hindi mo
Now,
naman
no.
forever. Like, hindi ka sure kung forever.
Now, no, what?
No, no. What? Ano nangyari?
In the past,
Okay.
okay, I thought it was fine. I thought that short burst of happiness would keep me going if I keep doing it with all other people. I thought that was fine.
Oh my God,
I
Sam.
thought that was fine.
Wait,
This is
wait.
shocking.
Kaya nga,
Wait,
I thought
hindi
kasi
now or
nagbago
before?
na yung isip ko,
Now.
diba?
No, hindi now or before.
Before.
As in like in
Huh?
Yeah, as in
general,
in
is it
general.
wrong? Is it right or wrong?
It's wrong.
Sam, you're walking a ledge here. Go.
Oo nga.
Bakit?
You're
No,
walking a
kasi-
ledge here.
That was me before. I thought na those short bursts of happiness would keep me going. And although they did motivate me for a short period of time, hindi siya something na I can hold my ground on and be treat it as my foundation
Yes.
for
I agree.
being happy.
Go, Francis. Go. I want to hear what Francis.
So,
Go.
Okay.
Go.
so,
Walk the
Guys,
ledge, Francis.
okay, since I'm going to be very straight up. I know it's wrong. It's wrong.
Mhm.
Pero ginagawa ko
Okay,
kasi
I'm gonna
masaya.
enumerate. One, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of emotion to invest in yourself in this person. Tapos, pagkalipat kasi iba, getting to know you na naman, nakakapagod. So, but
Mhm.
I can't deny na some people feel the need to do it talaga kasi they don't see that it's wrong yet. Like, it's easier said
Wait.
than done kasi.
Ano,
Pwede kang
yung,
ipalaki,
sorry,
nasasabihan ka na huwag kang...
given yung statement na yun, reframe it nga to your own
Oh,
situation.
I want to
Kung
know
ikaw,
what your,
oo.
yeah, because we can't speak in behalf of other
Oo
people,
nga eh.
di ba?
Oo.
We're
Kasi-
with Francis. We want to talk with Francis. Go.
Oo.
Share with us your experiences.
Okay.
Meet
So,
Morp.
Sabi ko sa inyo,
What is that?
pagkatapos na to, I take it back. There's no such a thing as acquaintances. There's only friends and enemies. And after this, di na kami friends.
Whoa!
Wow!
I'm just kidding. Pero, okay.
Easy.
I'm brought up, I went to Catholic school. I brought up in a very Catholic household. Look at marriage. Don't date while you're studying. Which I'm doing that then.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I know na you're not supposed to flirt with people when you have no intention of like forever, especially if it's not in your priorities. Kasi right now, I'm gonna be honest, hindi ko priority. Sometimes I think it's my priority, but someone told me straight up, ayaw mo naman talaga eh. As in, okay, sorry.
No, but wait, Frances, disregard mo na priorities. Do you do it?
What kind of
Whoa!
question?
What a mighty
I-
question.
I have a
question.
question. Am I the universal mighty norm?
Oh.
Why are
Hindi.
you asking me that?
Kasi host ka dito. I mean, we're asking for each other's perspectives. I want yours.
Okay.
Whoa!
I mean,
It's
I won't
going.
judge you, okay, Frank?
Okay.
Sam. We're
I
just
won't judge you.
bystanders here. Okay, let
Mommy,
it be.
daddy, mama.
Oh.
This is all for honesty and transparency because we're good hosts. We're good hosts, right? Okay, so yeah, okay. And let me be honest, we had a meeting yesterday. Yesterday, but the day before. We had the meeting as host. And I was so adamant on being right about this, that it's okay. But after I got sermoned by Lolo and
by
Kuya,
the...
after I got sermoned by them for like 5 minutes, I realized na people my age are telling me it's wrong. My parents were telling me it's wrong for how long. So yeah, it's wrong. But I can't deny talaga the fact that some people have to go through it. They have to get hurt to learn the hard way. Okay?
May times dun kasi na
Wait.
flirting and then getting rejected is what
Yeah.
makes them realize
Yeah.
flirting
Since-
isn't exactly yes. Diba?
Since na-mention niyo yung prior conversation natin about this, sige, I've come to a slightly different conclusion na din. I acknowledge the fact that some people, tawag dito, siguro, let's say, extreme hedonists. Well, I'm discounting them as reasonable and useful people, but some people do follow that ideology. So, kunwari, kung puro pleasure lang for the rest of your life, and you consider it the right thing, I would tolerate it. It's fine. Basta wag ka lalapit sa akin. I mean, yeah.
Oo, sila na bahala sa kanila.
Eh kasi, masyado mong ginagawang extremity, pwede naman for a while, like immature ka kasi. So you don't know
No,
better.
but, okay, yun, na-mention mo na yung
And
for
then
a while.
and then when you
Kyle,
get
ba't parang
sermon,
stress na stress ka na dyan?
Oh, hi.
bakit
Tawa
ka
naman, no?
apektado?
No,
Masyado,
I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't want. I
Masyado ka
don't want to hurt.
apektado eh.
I just don't like. Look, ganito. Like I say, I'll keep it simple. I don't like the hate. I really don't like it. Like, you do what you want to do in life, guys. Pero like for me, it's just a sign of maturity and
Or
reality,
lack
and that's
thereof.
all. You know what my best, simplest metaphor? You're saying now you need to get hurt to know what it means. You don't need to get hit by a car to know it hurts. Do you get me? You don't need, diba? Do you get me? Do you get me? You
yeah.
don't, if
Okay.
like so that's my thing in like that's my thing, like for me this is a societal problem. Like we were raised in environments na like alam mo yun, like thankfully we have like honestly like thankfully we have a place like UA&P, diba, that teaches these kinds of stuff, diba?
Yes.
So pero in like in the grander scheme of things, when you grow up with the only examples na puro ganyan, landian and all, what are you supposed to know, di ba? Pero I think it's a societal problem. But then again, if you have enough maturity, rationality, and honestly, to some degree, or not to everyone, but to some degree, faith, you don't need to get hit by a car to know it's going to break you. Just saying, like that's my
I agree. You have intellect and second-hand knowledge. But okay, since na-mention mo it being a societal issue, kasi when you say it's an issue, one, it's something that society in general has to fix. Number two, it's an anomaly. It's not supposed to happen. I disagree. Okay, it's my firm belief na in general, people are dumb. And when people continuously multiply, the dumb people multiply as well. So in general, society is in a path of, accepting very shallow, yung mga ganyan stuff like that, flirting. Yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah, but like, look, I mean, for me, okay, look, I can't say for a fact that a lot of people dumb, right? I personally think that there are a lot of people who are ill-informed and are like badly, like badly raised. Pero, and the foundations are not there. Pero I do think then na, I mean, look, I think this way because I have a set DNA of values. Like I have a set pillar of values, right? I have a crowing coloring box of crayons that have different things, like from what I think about friendship to what I think about love, how I perceive and how, okay? And this is what, like, eventually, from time after time na I have purposefully asked help from people and doing it from myself, transcended societal norms na, oh, you're supposed to do this and that. And it's a normal thing. It's a big word, but like that's what you do when you grow up. You
Yeah.
transcend things around you. So for me, I'm not, okay, look, I'm saying my criticisms this entire episode because I think a certain way. If you think na, if other people around us think na, like I know a lot of people who perceive the world as a giant playground. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Everything's like a enjoyment, like a tool for
Yeah.
a tool, like a slide, a ride, like something that will give you thrill. A lot of people are like, or at least
Sadly.
even if you say you aren't,
Yeah,
that's how you
actually.
act.
Yeah.
Diba? Diba? Or like there are a lot of people na would rather just react to things happening to them rather than
Yeah.
set forms of values. So my point lang is, this is what I believe in. I'm not God to say what's right and wrong, but my God tells me what's right and wrong. But what I'm
I'm,
saying, look, okay, ito, basta, main point is ganito.
I
I don't think it's a matter of, I think, sige, it's not a societal problem. I just think that how our upbringings, like different people, masyadong widespread. And
Yeah.
it's like everyone's in the pursuit of pushing their own belief forward. Wherein, in fact, aren't we supposed to be helping each other lahat para funnel natin siya into figuring out what the big thing is? Because to be honest, right now, it's like, I think, okay, this is not a podcast about it, but like my mind wandered into it. Na parang, I think this is the whole reason why it's so hard to be politically incorrect anymore. Kasi, do you get me? Why you have to mind your words and you have to mind your opinions? Because, alam mo yun, people don't respect that we're all supposed to like learn this stuff.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to fight you.
Feeling nila you're supposed to be born and then know everything. Kasi
Yeah, exactly.
even in a single day, a lot can happen to you. Something
Yeah.
big can happen today.
Sometimes,
Something
yeah.
big can happen tomorrow, 'di ba? And that thing can change how you have been thinking
Yeah.
for the past X years of your life, 'di ba? And I think people are continuously progressing and people are continuously changing how, like, the way they think about certain things.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
Wow.
It's just what it
Yes.
is.
Kasi some people nga, you're brought up in a strict or very conservative household, tapos but you see other things outside. So, and in your eyes, syempre yung conservative, kalaban mo yun. Your kid. You don't
Okay,
know.
so to bring it back to our topic and to be very frank na din, Frances, ganun ba nangyari sa'yo?
Oh.
Rich.
Halfway, kasi nagka-meanings.
Like what?
Nagka-meaning. Oh my.
Okay, ayoko na. This is a very self-incriminating episode. Yes?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I think, do you guys have any last words to say before we cap off this very barkada yet very stressful episode? Any words of advice, Boss Kylie, for the last time?
Wait. Siya na yung last.
Siya na yung last.
Oo nga.
Okay,
What?
so, ako muna. For me, you do you as long as your values are set straight. You need to think about the people around you. You have to think about yourself and your family, everyone that is important to you. If you don't share the same values that we do, it's fine. Kasi, ayun nga, like what I said kanina, people are continuously growing. And if you haven't realized your wrongs now, then maybe you should start looking at yourself and teaching yourself, or, you know what, open a book and teach yourself the right things, or go experience something you haven't experienced before. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, we make mistakes, and that's okay. That's my take.
Pili?
Ganda nun. Okay,
okay.
contestant number 2.
Okay. Sige. Kasi, okay. Friendships, relationships, they're just, small slices of the pie. Pero sige, I'll give a few words na din. Friendships in general, it's very easy. Just choose your friends based upon your set criteria. I highly suggest it be utility. For relationships naman, I can guarantee, at least for college students, that most, or if not all of us, are not ready to be in a relationship right now. Even before your 4 years in college end. So I'm just saying, yeah, there are anomalies here and there, but focus on yourself. Ngayon, it's absolutely vital to your growth and continuous existence if ginawa mo yun ngayon. Okay, so why did I mention the pie? Kasi there are so many more things to look at. Development, growth, family, whatever, during college, ha? But it can be easily addressed if you just take a look, if you do introspect, take a look at your values and change them accordingly. You do that continuously and eventually you'll be a somewhat, good person.
Complete.
Yeah.
Before Boss Kylie goes, syempre siya yung last. So, aside from what they've said na, I think what I can say lang is, guys, if you know it's wrong, don't do it na. Because sometimes we make excuses. We know it's wrong, but it's fun, so it's harmless. And you learn later on the consequences of what that wrong thing is. So I'm not saying that you have to follow whatever morality we placed upon you in this episode. Do what you think is right. But if you're already aware, no, you're gonna jump in a vat of acid. Don't do it now. Okay? Like
Yeah.
just no.
You don't need to mess up, guys, to know
Yeah.
what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mr.
Boss Kyle, for the last
Okay, sige,
time.
siguro to plug my beloved university one more time. I think people forget what unitas actually means. It's not unity of orgs, by the way. It's not unity of barcadas. It's the unity of life. That means na from your values, character, personality, everything, your upbringing, how you talk, how you walk, how you perceive things, tahi siya. That's what unitas, like that's what unity of life means eh. That's why I love UA&P and its philosophy na ganun. Because I genuinely believe that to have an intrinsic purpose in life, you need to be a whole being first. Before life throws you sa lake and expects you to like bounce up and down sa pag nagsiskip rock, you have to be an entire stone first. Okay, so yung point ko lang here is ganito. In terms of relationships, friendships and jowan, like I feel like okay, sige. I won't give some giant like old man talk na has philosophy. I'll give it practically. Look, no lesser of you. If kahit na ikaw yung last person na may jowa or ikaw yung last person, as long as you are the better human being, no one cares. Because in the grander scheme of things, those people na nagyayabang sa inyo na they have a girlfriend and you don't, you won't know them in 2 years. Like they won't be the same in 2 years.
Kami naman.
So there's this giant dilemma that happens with college people na when you're in high school kasi you're like in the moon. Like, do you get me? Like it's like a small rock that everyone lives in and all of you are in a community, right? The problem is when you get dropped in college, it's like you're in this space station na iba-ibang alien andun. Do you get me? So the thing with that is it's so hard to live a life that's meaningful if you don't have a map. Grow yourself into having straight values. Look, I'm not telling you what values to get, but build that first. Build the manual. Life is going to be so much easier. And for the more practical things, again, you're not more of a man if you have a girlfriend. You are not more of a woman kung madaming may crush sa'yo. The fact that you're thinking that way shows me that you're less of it. And honestly, to say that you are prepared to have a relationship, to say na, oh my gosh, this person trip ko, dapat nga mentality is like, you're willing to invest your time, effort, everything, cash, gas, like, ano pa ba? Yung,
Pinaghuhugutan to eh.
hindi, I mean,
Oo naman.
actually nga eh.
Kanina umaga pa
Actually,
niya inista.
Actually, sa akin hindi. Like, my experiences was more of like a problem of me letting go and not really a problem of like the yearning of having one. Do you get me? I'm just like, sige, just putting it like real talk. Like, kasi there's two parts of it, diba? One is like, yung mga taong patay na magka-girlfriend or boyfriend. Because
Sobrang weird.
madaming ganun, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Pero,
madaming
Fairness.
ganun. Patay na. And then the other people naman na feeling nila they're less of something pag nakipag-break sila. They'll be heartless or whatever. I mean, okay, there is no show enough to talk about this as in masyado itong mahabang topic. But I genuinely believe there is no such thing as two people in one body. If you talk something, if you say something, if you do something, act the same way when you're alone. Act the same way when no one's looking. That's unitas. That's how you build character. You can't say na, I believe in purpose. I believe in, pag nangligaw kasi ako, I think of that person, I'm gonna marry it. Show it. Like, wag kay puro salita. That's a common, honestly. And like a lot of these things I'm saying right now also proves how hypocritical I am. But that doesn't change the fact na tama yung advice. Kasi at the end of the day, we all make mistakes and we're all thriving towards what? Towards figuring out what this whole life means, right? So for everyone, like, you might say one thing na, gets ko siya. Prove it. Like, ganito. Hindi naman ako malandi eh. Prove it. It's hard to believe people nowadays because more often than not, people always have a hidden agenda. And that's something that you have to change. That's not unitas for me.
yes.
Well,
that was
okay.
So good.
I don't
Wow.
think I can quantify how many times I've been converted in this episode.
So,
Parang religion.
So, no, I'm just saying that you learn a lot from your peers. So, we go back to that. The quality of your relationships is the quality of your life. That's why I'm blessed to have such good friends.
no?
No?
Enemy na kami after this
Oh,
episode.
nangyari.
But that's what we think, ha? That's our morals. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Wow, YouTuber.
Yeah.
Comment down below.
Oh,
Don't
and
forget to subscribe.
And Frances, don't forget na, look, sige, sorry Frances, inagawan kita ng line, pero this is the last time I'm gonna be, the opinions, the words shared in this episode do not reflect the institution of UA&P and the Boson. This is Discussion Room 95. We're here to allow you guys to think and not give you the answer straight up. You decide. So if you want to hit us up, you want to comment, you want to flame on me, you want to flame on anyone here, you want to hate DR, go ahead. Just message us. Do it properly because we're all working towards a better tomorrow. Amen.
Papaibahin ko yung city ko sa episode na to para hindi ako bato ng
Dragon!
Oh my God.
So that's it, guys.
Actually, before we end, no? Kasi Discussion Room 95 started with...
Let it go, Pili. Let it go. Pili, let it go.
It started with something na inconceivable, as in something as big as this podcast.
Spell inconceivable.
So back last year in November, merong isang guy na naka-Chinese collar.
What are you trying to do?
Merong isang guy doon na naka-polo. And naisip nila, let's make a podcast. And ngayon, mag-graduate na sila. So, Mr. Kyle Valencia, do you have one last message to Year 95, to the whole school, sa lahat?
Dun sa haters,
I'm really gonna cry.
To your haters, to your
haters,
fans,
sa
lahat
Freedom
na.
Wall.
Shoot. Okay, look. Sige, medyo thrown in the spot.
Kinikilig siya, guys.
Okay.
Look.
Sabi ko lang.
Ganito. I genuinely believe that the cornerstone of our university is something worth fighting for. I always tell people, I believe we need more good people, not just smart people. And that's what UA&P tries to make. The thing is we're young. And like with anybody young, it's like nag-aaway-aaway tayo, nagkakagulo. Alam mo yan, we have different agendas and different points of view. Sam, don't start it! No, but we have different points of view. But like, shown in the greatest of moments in human history, diba? Regardless if it was the World Wars, if it was the invention of the light bulb, it all came from a great cornerstone idea, a principle worth fighting for, and different sides trying to figure out how to make it work. So, if I was to have a final message to all of UA&P, DR, and all that, it's remember why you're in UA&P. Remember why you started becoming a leader, why you wanted to serve. Remember what your purpose is. Remember why you're in college. Remember your family, all those things. I know it's a common thing to always say na get stuck in the moment. But honestly, with every decision you make from here on out, it's always bigger than just the moment. There's a purpose, there's your family, there's future, and all that. So, with all of that said, Godspeed, UA&P. Thank you for having me.
Stop!
So, you're so
Alat.
annoying.
I'm
So
so
guys,
Alat.
so guys, strong ako, hindi ako
Namumulat.
umiyak. Sila na umiyak.
Oh,
Mighty. So guys,
Ang
we hope you
drama,
liked
Brody.
our
Medyo
mighty
rude.
episode. As a grad gift to Kyle, give it a thumbs up and give DR95 a subscribe. You can find me on Instagram if you don't hate me yet at Datu Frances.
At that too, Fran. I don't know.
LSS
Ah,
Okay.
Instagram
at Kyle
handle.
Valen with 2 A's kasi pa cool ako. You know how you like you double the last letter
Okay.
para medyo mas cool ka dun just writing your name. Gets?
At
Pili,
Brad Pitt.
share your hints.
Please follow.
Ano?
At
You can
Brad
add me
Pitt,
at Brian Sese.
Okay.
Pwede.
That's my best friend
Great.
right there. Congratulates to all the graduates. Congratulations to all the graduates of
Graduate.
2020. Yeah, congrats.
So yeah, that's it for today, guys. And that's to cap off also season 2.5.
Hey, if you want to check the rest of our content, see our Facebook and Instagram links in the caption, go click that. Or if you want to go down to our Spotify page below to keep up with the discussion while doing your chores or with whatever else you're preoccupied with. Is there something else you want us to talk about though? Comment down below and we'll make sure to hear you out. But thanks again, and here's to the next.